If you're looking for a guitar that's a little bit different to the standard shapes, something with a little bit more quirkiness and a bit more attitude, then you might want to check out this thing. In this video, we're going to be checking out the brand new Harley Benton MR-Modern. So as a brand, Harley Benton need no introduction. They've been making waves in the guitar world for the last few years now. They are, for anyone who is unaware, an in-house brand for the music retailer Thomann. So all the guitars are manufactured in Asia. They're all very, very affordable. But in recent years especially, Harley Benton have really ramped up the quality and the output of what they're putting out for the market. This guitar, the MR-Modern, is no different. This is a very, very affordable guitar, but it really does pack a punch well above the price range that it sits in. So I've done a bunch of videos for Harley Benton so far, and I've always been impressed by everything that I've tried. This one feels like another step up that ladder in terms of quality. This, straight out the box, was pretty much ready to go. The only thing I did was stretch the strings, and it was pretty much there. The setup was great out of the box, and the tones that I was hoping it would have are also there. So yeah, this is a really, really impressive guitar. In this video, we're going to find out more about what it is and what it does. Now, visually, obviously, this thing is quite striking. It's got an offset style. It's kind of Strat influenced, but obviously it's also not a Strat to look at. But this is based on the classic Mosrite design. So if you are into your surf music or your 70s punk, like the Ramones, for instance, you've probably seen this shape kicking around. This is Harley Benton's take on it. Now, this is the MR-Modern, which is the Mosrite Modern. There's also a vintage spec one with a pair of P90s and a hardtail bridge. This one is the modern one, so it's got a few more modern tweaks to the spec, even though it's still got that really cool retro aesthetic. So before we dig into the specs, I just want to let you guys know that this is not a paid video. but Harley Benton have provided me with this guitar for the purpose of making the video. But as always, all the thoughts and opinions are my own. So spec-wise, this is quite a highly spec'd guitar, considering that at the time of shooting this video, it actually sells for under £300 UK. So it's very, very robust. It's really heavy, actually. It's way heavier than I thought it was going to be. But that was quite a nice surprise because it's obviously quite a robust instrument. So we've got this fantastic metallic blue gloss color. It's very, very shiny, and there is a very prominent glitter flake in there. Super, super reflective, glossy finish. The body is made from alder, so it's nice and solid. It's quite thick, quite chunky, and it's got this nice German carve all the way around. Now on top of the guitar, we have these two pickups, which are Artec AHC 90 pickups. Now these are actually humbuckers, but they fit into a soap bar style enclosure. We've got a Wilkinson tremolo here, a single volume, a single tone, and a three-way switch. Now the cool thing about these pickups is that if we pull the tone control, we actually have a push-pull switch here, which splits these into single coil mode. You can obviously use this with a trem if you want. The Wilkinson trem's pretty stable, or if you really want to play really heavy and really aggressive, you could just bolt that thing down and it will work as a stop tail. Fretboard wise, we have a lovely Mikasa ebony fretboard on a Canadian maple neck, which is a bolt-on construction. One thing that's really cool about this is this guitar has side dots. They're actually glow in the dark. Now you can't really see that in this video because I'm in a well-lit room, but on stage, these side dots are actually glow in the dark. On top of the fretboard, we have stainless steel frets, which, considering the price range of this guitar again, is an incredible factor. I mean, you're not going to get stainless steel frets for less than £300 from many other brands. With this being a modern spec guitar, we've got a 12-inch fretboard radius, so very flat, and that's situated on a 25.5-inch scale length. So for all you Fender players out there, the scale length will feel pretty familiar. Up at the top end, we've actually got a matching headstock as well, which is a nice touch. The color is matched to the body. We've got these Harley Benton locking tuners, which help quite a lot when you're using that vintage trem. So obviously you get that little extra stability from that. And we've also got a tusk nut from Graphtec on there as well. The neck profile itself is listed on the Harley Benton website as being a C-shape. It's quite chunky, but it's not 50s Gibson chunky, but there's enough heft there that, you know, this doesn't feel like a shredder's guitar. This feels like a power chord rock and roll machine. So yeah, it's really kind of fat neck that would be nice for just cranking up the gain and playing really, really aggressively. The fretwork out of the box is fantastic. Now, obviously, like I said, I've played a bunch of Harley Bentons and I own a bunch of Harley Bentons, and this is probably the best out the box experience I've had with one. You can't feel any of those fret ends. There's no kind of gritty or rough frets with this. So really, for the money, they've really knocked it out of the park with this thing. So I am very, very impressed with how this thing played straight out of the box. But now we need to hear how it sounds. So this guitar is plugged into the Blackstar St. James 6L6, which is running out into the 2-Notes Torpedo Captor X. And all the drive you're going to be hearing in the video later on is coming from the Red 7 amplification Alchemy Overdrive. So I'm going to kick things off with some clean tones. So the guitar is going to be in humbucker mode. So both the pickups are just left with the coil split switched off. So we're hearing the full range of the humbucker. Now with these being soap bar style humbuckers, kind of like mini humbuckers or Firebird humbuckers, we've got this narrower field of pickup. So even though they are humbuckers by name and by function, they have a slightly different sound to them because the pickup magnetic field is slightly tighter, so we get a little bit more snap out of the sound as well. So I'm going to play clean now, switch between the 3 pickup positions. So there's quite a wide range of tones there. The bridge pickup is quite sort of thin sounding for a humbucker, but that neck pickup actually has quite a lot of low end grunt. It actually kind of felt like it was just pushing the amp that little bit harder into some breakup as well. So I'm going to pull the tone control up now. I'm going to go into coil split mode, and I'm going to do the same thing. So there are some pretty noticeable differences there between the pickups in coil split mode. It actually makes the bridge pickup sound even thinner. Not necessarily a bad thing, but you do get a really thin, kind of almost quacky tone from it, kind of like it's out of phase. But the neck pickup in single coil mode is actually quite nice. It's really kind of fat and verging on a sort of stratty tone. So on its own, you probably wouldn't get too much use out of that bridge single coil because it is quite thin in comparison to the neck. But the neck single coil does sound great, and it sounds great in the middle position too. So now I put the guitar back into humbucker mode, and I'm going to switch on the Red 7 Alchemy Overdrive, play through the 3 humbucker positions with a bit of crunch. So there's a lot of varied drive tones in this. Now, I'm not using the highest amount of gain there. I'm really kind of digging in there, and it does compress in a nice kind of fat, chewy sort of way. They're not the clearest sounding pickups. Maybe there are better pickup options out there, but again, it's a very affordable guitar, and they do sound pretty good for what they are considering the price range. They feel quite dynamic, and they feel kind of spongy, which is quite nice if you like a vintage feeling guitar. They kind of have that sort of natural compression that a good vintage style pickup will have. So now I'm going to coil split the pickups and do the same thing. So the bridge pickup actually works better in coil split mode with a bit of crunch in front of it. It just kind of brings it to life a bit. Kind of like a slightly thinner telly bridge pickup, which is quite nice. But I definitely think that neck pickup in single coil mode sounds fantastic with some crunch on there. So the only thing we haven't talked about is the tone control range. So I'm just going to play a little bit and just move that tone control around. It's currently been on full for the whole video. I'm just going to roll that all the way down and play a little bit. I'm currently in single coil mode. I will switch to humbucker mode as I play. So there you go. There is the Harley Benton MR-Modern. What a cool guitar. A lot of fun, a lot of bang for the buck. Under £300 in the UK. And honestly, this is one of the best setup Harley Bentons I've ever had straight out of the box. I like this thing. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this guitar. Of course, it's not going to be perfect. It's under £300. We're never going to get a perfect guitar for that price. But the guys at Harley Benton are doing their best to get pretty close to that. So yeah, this is great. I honestly wish guitars with this quality when I started out playing would have made my life so much easier when I started, because what is on offer today for anyone new to playing is fantastic. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this thing, and go check one out. If you want to find out more, there's some links down below in the description where you can find out more about this guitar. It comes in a bunch of other cool colors as well, but the metallic blue is pretty fun. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button as always. And I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you so much for watching as always.